Show Me News.
And now, coming through your speakers and into your ears, it's the gaming podcast that you all know and love. It's Show Me News.
Didn't you tell us at one point that you hated podcasts that just kind of started talking and then like, we'll start?
Yes, they're terrible.
We're doing that.
Okay, well, it's episode 130. This is a life episode.
Pretty much.
Welcome to life.
Life's been busy. We've been really unprepared. And we kind of had a couple, plans in mind for guests and all that stuff, but this week was something, I'll tell you. I mean, we'll talk a little bit about video game news, but sometimes I think we just gotta sit back with, the jobs that we're working and, the real life, man, that, we're leading and all that. And it's good to catch up, on What Are You Playing? Another show, part of the Show Me Your News Network. This is episode 130 of Show Me Your News, by the way. Kind of weird that this lands on like an even, 130. Yeah. Of Show Me Your News, part of the Show Me Your News Network at showmeyournews.com. We talk about games on What Are You Playing? Another podcast of the Show Me Your News Network. We never really talk about life, though.
We don't talk about feelings.
Partially we do, but I still feel like What Are You Playing is work in a way. Like, I'm very, very chill right now.
Well, good, because we've got some adult beverages, and we're just chilling, and we're starting podcasts really unprofessionally, which is something we don't do.
Yes.
So, how's life, guys?
Life is fun right now. Very busy, and I've spent far more in the last couple of days than I have in most of this month.
On what in particular?
Microphones.
Oh, yeah.
I purchased a new microphone, which you'll be hearing on the next episode of Show Me Your News. That one cost me a cool $60. And it's normally a $150 mic.
Yes, it is. I can attest to that. I think when I was looking at improving this studio setup and all that, I was looking for a new microphone and all that, and I was looking at that model you were looking at, and I was just looking at. But yeah, to get it for $60 refurbished is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a
Actually,
Yeti?
Buying it.
That's
buying
exactly
it
what
new,
I have.
Buying it new, is $80 today for the next 5 hours.
And that's on Woot, right?
That is on Woot, tech.woot.com.
Woot.
I love Woot. I buy a lot
of
things
that's a good
on there.
microphone. You got the different...
that's exactly what I have.
Yes, that's exactly what I bought.
I'm not saying awesome. You don't have a bad microphone right now, but I think you'll be impressed with
I think,
how the improvements go.
As far as the podcast is concerned, I feel like this microphone is good-ish, but I recently tried to do a recording of something that I wrote recently so I could put it up on my YouTube account. And after recording it in Audacity and then re-listening to it, I nearly tore my ears out. Just that vacant sound that it kind of catches, just that... sound, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That you don't really catch on really.
Was
nice
that
mics.
You almost sounded like a cat?
No.
I think
my cat is over there. Yoko.
Yeah. Okay.
My cat is over there.
You have a cat? What?
For those who don't know, before the episode, Yoko learned I have a cat.
I learned he has a cat. Tony, you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I think it's good for projects like that. I don't know if mine sounds as good because I've listened back to some of our episodes and there's an echo, and it's because this room is tiny. Which is a bummer. I think it still sounds good, but I don't know. Maybe if I get real close.
Oh yeah, you
Grump style.
You do the grump style.
But I don't want to be this close for an hour and a half of podcasting, so I generally don't.
Yeah. Also, you come off as a little bit of a creeper.
Yeah, I guess so.
For everyone.
I gotta.
You also bought some more things, as I recall.
I did. I very much did. The catchphrase has been retired.
Oh, gasp.
2 hours ago, I just kind of looked over and I saw something that I bought for $50 last year. It was a desktop computer, a very small desktop computer. about the fourth of the size of what I was using already, and it's actually just as old as the catchphrase, but it's basically factory new.
And for those that don't know, the catchphrase.
The catchphrase is my old computer, 9 years old, and for the first 5 years of its life, 4 years of its life, in its early life, it was subject to not only my usage, but that of my entire family, including my father, who was a chain-smoking kind of guy. And when you have a chain smoker next to a computer's intake fan, it gets real dusty. It gets real dusty.
If I had like a just call up of like this happened when, like I'd say like 2004. Remember when this happened? And that would be your computer when it was made.
Yes.
LiveJournal was a thing in 2004.
LiveJournal was a thing. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not entirely sure on the manufacturing date of my computer. That's just when we bought it.
Jesus.
So I think the manufacturing date was early 2003, 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Because it uses DDR RAM.
And they're on what now? Like DDR3 is some of the newest RAM?
DDR3. DDR3 was introduced 2007.
That's old.
Yep.
That is really old. So you've been doing some computer upgrades. I mean, minor. Microphone will help for sure. What about work?
I just accidentally muted my mic and I was responding to you.
So pro.
That was fun. I mildly this computer uses DDR2 RAM. And while that does sound better, it only has 512 megabytes. So my old computer I had actually bought a gigabyte of RAM for, and DDR gigabyte RAM is expensive as hell. This was a terrible idea.
Old. Yeah.
But buying a gigabyte of RAM for DDR2 is cheap as hell.
Cheap. You're just a little chicken.
Yeah, I bought it for about $20.
These two have had some drinks and I haven't.
We have had some drinks, good sir. And I I seem to be done with this glass. Time to refill. But no, the 1 gigabyte of RAM I have bought today, it will arrive next week, and then I'll be at about, because there's only 2 slots in this computer because it's so small, I'll be at 1.25 gigs of RAM. And I'm going to be honest, I'll actually be able to play some of my lower quality games on Steam at that point.
So you'll finally be able to get to Binding of Isaac?
Maybe.
Oh, wow.
I might be able to play Binding of Isaac at more than 4 frames per second.
Just imagine that, people. Imagine that.
Imagine Zuber actually playing a game.
That's not Dead Space 3 and hating EA.
Yes. By the way, as far as Dead Space 3 is concerned, I loved that game.
Really?
Yes, as far as I'm concerned, EA is a terrible publisher.
Yes.
It is the worst. It literally is a horrible, horrible thing because Dead Space 3 does not deserve the hate that I was hearing on the internet. It was scarier than Dead Space 1 and 2. Hands down, much scarier. It wasn't jump scare, which is so much better for me. Because jump scares don't get me. There was only one jump scare that ever got me in Dead Space 3, and I was expecting it too, which I think was the worst part about it, because I'm just like, I'm approaching an event, I'm like, something's popping out of there, something's popping out of there, oh god, something popped out! And then I died, because for some reason I failed. But, interestingly enough, I went through Dead Space 1 with only the starting weapon, because there's an achievement, and I'm like, I want that achievement. And then I got the achievement. Dead Space 2, I basically did the same thing because I wanted to. But Dead Space 3, I tried and failed miserably, and at first I really didn't like that. But
well, you do play on hard difficulty to start, so there's that.
Interestingly enough, the best gun for me in that game, after I, started testing things out, I really liked this shotgun hydraulic hammer combo that I had, but the shotgun wasn't killing things. And the hydraulic hammer, while killing things, you go into this kind of animation where you're swinging it around and you kill everything you touch, but everything's attacking you while you're doing it. And while they don't interrupt your animation, you're still taking damage.
Hey, Quentin's in the chat.
Hey,
when did this turn into what are you playing?
A little bit. But I'm actually trying to give a little bit of a review for the game. But, like, as far as I'm concerned, it was much stronger than I thought. And when I made a submachine gun, a galvanized submachine gun, that's when things started getting interesting. In the end game, I actually took the two favorite weapons I had in the game, which was the shotgun and the galvanized submachine gun. And I put them together into one gun. And I basically ran around with that for the rest of the game. I gave myself a rocket launcher as well. Never used it.
Interesting. Well, while we're talking about EA being a terrible publisher, we might as well talk about, if people are really actually tuning in for the video game news, we're looking at our outline and we're thinking, like, man, this is a weak couple of weeks. See what I did there? A week, couple of weeks for video game news. And really the only thing has been the SimCity debacle. Basically, for those that don't know, SimCity launched, when did it actually come out? I think February 26th, I think. And that may even be wrong. A couple weeks ago, at least. Essentially, the game has been building itself up as you would need a constant internet connection to play. And that's kind of ridiculous, let's be honest.
Reminds you of anything called, something from the depths of hell, maybe?
Diablo 3, yes.
Yeah, and what was that launch, by the way? How did that work?
That was also pretty terrible.
Oh, very terrible.
That was the fucking problem.
Well, for this one, they were claiming that a lot of the calculations and game mechanics were handled on the server, and that was the reason why you needed the online connection. Well, it turns out that EA is probably full of shit. We kind of knew that already.
We can just go ahead and just take away the probably at this point.
Different
Between
reviewers,
Dead Space 3 and SimCity, and let's basically say anything else they get their grubby hands on, they're a bunch of bull.
Well, for this one, they had reviewers saying, "Oh, we were able to run the game for about almost 20 minutes before." This online thing kind of, locked up. And then some people were breaking into the debug mode. And they were able to play offline for as long as they wanted. They weren't able to save, but they were able to play as long as they wanted. So these claims that EA and Maxis, in a way too, the game's developers, are saying that, oh yeah, it's required to play online because of the game's calculations, kind of losing its strength. And it's actually kind of leading more credence to the fact that this is probably just a means to get around piracy.
Pretty much.
It is. It really is. Because, 2 hours after it released, someone, luckily enough to actually get the game and play it, was able to pirate the hell out of it, kill the DRM, and now everyone who wants to play the game for free and gets their hands on the ISO, or whatever the file is for PC games, I would suppose.
I like how you're trying to feign ignorance, and then you're like, oh yeah, it's the ISO, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Anyone who gets their hands on that via piracy to play offline has been.
Mm-hmm.
With full saves and all of that nonsense. So if you paid for the game, well, you can't play it. But if you didn't, well, I guess you're having fun or something.
EA apparently did give out a deal where you could get any game from their Origin catalog in, to kind of compensate in a way for that. And then they also killed their online advertising, which I almost thought at first meant all of their advertising, because why the hell would they advertise a game that doesn't even work? But then I saw a couple days ago their commercial on TV for SimCity with one of the stars from Workaholics on Comedy Central. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, that's kind of strange. You have not resolved this issue, and yet you're still advertising the game on television. Bravo, EA. Bravo.
It's business. Buy the game from the people who have absolutely no idea what's going on, and then laugh as they complain, and then ban them from your forums.
Yeah, that was an interesting rumor, wasn't it? That, those who wanted a refund.
Revealed gossip
I
and
think-
software blunders.
I think it was kind of quelled a little bit, like it wasn't really the case, but the word was for a couple days at least, to hinder EA's PR and all that those who wanted a refund would be banned from their forums, or at least Origin.
Remember the Capcom Comic Con thing where they said
Yes.
that somebody said that they wouldn't let Mega Man cosplayers in?
Yes.
That was funny.
It's kind of similar, yeah.
Why has Capcom capitalized on their name and made a Capcon?
Or as Eddie would call it, Catcom.
Yes.
Anyone remember that? Anyone? Okay.
Yep, Space God.
Space God.
Space God. So yeah, they're dumb. There's two Saiyans play video games of SimCity. It's like 40 seconds, so they can't get in. And Nappa's like, it's to stop piracy, Vegeta, and Vegeta's just like, I bought the damn game. He's like, yeah, but you need to prove it. He's like, I got a receipt.
There's another one that is pro Jared, who is Jared from Screw Attack, and he's kind of gone and done his own thing. Work, damn it! Oh, what the hell?
Yes, I remember that one.
Yep. It's supposed to be a 1-minute review. It turns out to be 16 seconds. So
1 minute reviews.
John did one of Diablo 3. It's like 10 seconds.
Oh yeah.
This is more like Diablo P.
Yeah.
He's just looking at the air screen. He's like, eh.
It was good. It's good.
I mean, if Buzz were on this kind of show, he'd have a full rant about EA and how this does not help piracy, and if anything, it encourages it and all that stuff. But I think we had a quote from Smyn, I think it was Darker Eye, who said, I'm not sure which is the bigger story this year so far. And granted, we're only, 3.5 months in. SimCity or the Aliens Colonial Marines debacle. And I feel like this one is worse right now.
Yes, very much so. Aliens, anyone in the know could have seen this coming. But EA is a very large publisher.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger than Activision. I think it's the biggest publisher that isn't Nintendo at this point. So to have this kind of debacle happen is just... It's inexcusable, to be honest.
Pretty much.
They should have been ready. They are the biggest they are. And this is SimCity. They should have expected this kind of a huge turnout. And to have everything just break down because of their DMR. Someone's playing a little bit too much Halo.
Yeah, I was going to say, too much Halo there.
Hey, that's a good game. Anyone with Spinja wants to play, just shoot me a message. Solaroth.
I have a friend who was defending this and saying that people were blowing it way out of proportion.
Nope.
I want to bring up the opposite view on the off chance he doesn't listen to the show. Ron, you suck.
Ron, you're a terrible person, and you are a disgrace to the Weasley family.
But you share a name with the cool Parks and Rec characters, so there you go.
When Christmas came around, he was just like, "Happy Christmas, Tony." Happy Christmas, Ron. No, he's cool, and I mean, everyone's throwing a fit. But yeah, I kind of agree with the general consensus here.
Well, I mean, it is kind of weird. I'm not a person who cares about SimCity. I'm not big on the whole God mechanic in games, so I'll sit back and I'll be like, "Oh, this is some terrible stuff going down."
Me and SimCity have had the exact same relationship throughout the years. I load up a pre-made city, and then go to hell with all of the natural disasters. Aliens, Godzilla, fires. That's me in SimCity. That is our relationship. I tried. I tried playing that game normally.
And now look at that. You have a new natural disaster.
Oh! Yeah.
It's called DRM.
Mm-hmm.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So what else was there? Was that it?
There are other things on this outline of ours.
I suppose I could pull it up, but that was the best. See, I almost turned this into the hilarity of the week for those that listen. That's the big, kind of fail, ha 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 moment of the week. But I'm like, no, this is too big. It's too big to fail. So we put it like the top outline.
I didn't even really want to discuss much of this stuff, but what else was there even? Real quickly.
I would have had to have done, more research and all that. And we'll probably go into more in depth on the next episode in a couple of weeks when we hope to get a guest and not, rant on life and all that stuff, just a chill thing. I know the Anita Sarkeesian thing would have been something to discuss, and how Cliff Bleszinski had a blog on Kotaku that responded to it. And she was the one who started the Kickstarter on the tropes of females in games.
By the way, screw Cliff Bleszinski or whatever his name is. He is
Mike
probably
Wazowski.
He is the most off base.
Thank you for getting that.
Yes, thank you. But he's the most off base, quotes, very much air quotes here, journalist.
He's
guy.
not a journalist.
He tries to be.
He does
He's
try to be.
trying to
yes, he's the creator of
And he is
Gears
the
of War.
most off base that I've ever read. Because he came out and said, Nintendo needs to go to become a third party.
Yeah, he did say that. But then again, he's also a big Nintendo fan, which kind of makes that contradictory. And he's gone on record and saying oh yeah, I've been in Nintendo Power on the top list of some game, a high score, but they spelled my name wrong, and so he's done that.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It still doesn't make him a good journalist.
I,
He's a game designer who happens to be a Nintendo fan who's incredibly off base and doesn't check his facts.
I went to a little game comic store that my buddy works at. That's why I was late, actually. Traffic was really bad on the way back. And he has the back cover's missing, but somebody just traded in the first issue of Nintendo Power.
Wow.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something. Also, the ESRB came out with a new ratings awareness campaign. Again, we'll talk about it more next time, but it's basically, it's always good to, it's more advertising and all that. It's always good to notify the parents, because that's the big holdup in the games industry, is that the parents don't know anything. Yeah, I'll buy my kid Call of Duty. He's 10 years old. What do I care? I don't know anything. What is that? M? M for Mucho Cool. Great game.
I like that. Mucho cool.
I do too. That's a
Not
good one,
M
dude.
for yeah.
Yeah. And then the highlight of the week would have been, again, we'll probably cover it. I don't know. Some news source talked about the events in Syria, and there's they had in the background what would have been a photo of Syria, except they used a shot from the original Assassin's Creed, and that's no good.
That's no good, but that's also very that's a really good advertisement. For,
I guess so. It kind of shows how people can be suckered to Google image search images, and then oh, that's good enough, even though it's completely CG'd.
Where, the BBC used the UNSC from Halo.
Right. That's right. Yep.
That reminds me of that incident, and that made me laugh. Wait. And I hadn't even drank anything.
There you go. Pokemon Rumble U is going to finally use the near field communication features for the Wii U. It's going to sell Pokemon toys, finally. It should have been Snap 2, but that's okay. At least they're kind of thinking.
I'd flip my table, but it's against the wall.
It's not a good game to go with, I think, in comparison to what could have been done, but they're doing something. Rumble U is, kind of I think that's what they're calling it.
I don't know.
Basically, they've had a couple versions on, 3DS. There's the last one, Rumble Blast, I think they called it. So, it's not the best Pokemon spin-off, but hey, Pokemon toys that you can scan into your Wii U, whatever. I'm down with that.
It's still a thing.
NCAA 14 announced their cover man for NCAA football, and it's Denard Robinson of the University of Michigan. There was a big controversy with that. I am very happy about that, because I went on a rant on another show of the Show Me Your News Network down the sidelines of how nobody cares about Ryan Swope from Texas A&M. So that was who Denard Robinson was against. And he was down 14,000 votes going into the last day. So and then he suddenly made that up and went up 1,000. So EA Sports kind of went into this whole like research of like, oh, fake accounts, let's like recount our votes and all that, and so they made that determination.
And recount.
And then for those who care about Battlefront 3, they had a leaked game called Star Wars First Assault that's also been in the works, and LucasArts' games department, along with Star Wars 1313, they've kind of been put on the back burner a little bit because of the Disney takeover. But this Star Wars First Assault would be a Xbox Live Arcade PSN release that would be more of a first-person shooter, and it would be kind of a gauge to see the interest in a possible Battlefront 3, and we have a certain Sminja who cares
every day
immensely about that every day.
There was also something that's just funny. I read it today that this other Mega Man game that got announced a long time ago got canned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's it. That's all.
The Korean MMO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Not a
Well,
surprise,
forever,
but sad.
isn't it?
Boo, boo, boo.
I thought that was dead forever ago.
Well, that was Universe, which is going to come out over here.
Was that Universe?
That was the
No.
one where like you could have put like
Oh.
Ryu in there.
No, I was talking about. No, it was definitely the Korean one I was thinking about. I didn't realize it just got canceled.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It was some.
Considering that the
shit.
Korean one looked freaking awesome. MMO and Mega Man X, it sounded like a good idea to me.
I don't know. They're killing all the Mega Man things, and it's sad. It's just sad.
It is
We'll leave
sad.
the
I
out
love-
recently in the soapbox and the thought for next time. But those are some of the big stories. We'll see if these next couple weeks bring in new stories. But yeah, SimCity we had to talk about. Like that is the big thing right now.
Let me be honest. Between me and Yogo, there ain't much thinking going on right now.
Hey, I'm a little more functional than you give me
Probably.
credit for. So
I
I'm running this show. Damn it.
am on my second glass, and there's only half of it left.
I feel like I do. I feel like I do parts of the time with the organization.
See, Tony's stumbling more than we are.
No.
That's
So-
true.
Tony, what's been going
I know.
on?
As soon as I get up out of this chair, I will be stumbling.
Jesus, that was a spear. Sorry, SmackDown's on. I'm just looking at it while you guys are drunk rambling.
Tony, what's been going on in your life?
Super, you're like working and going to school too.
Yes, I am.
Oh, how is school?
School's a thing.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with that.
I'm just taking classes, and to be honest, I'm only taking it because I took out a Stafford loan a while back.
A Stafford loan?
Yes, it's
Matthew
this dude named
Stafford loan to
Stafford.
the Detroit Lions?
I hope so.
Football
that's
humor.
It's just what it's called. It's just a loan that you take out, like I think it's like up to $5,000 or something like that. It could be more, but it's the loan that you take out that you don't have to pay back until like 6 months out of school.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you're in school, it doesn't build interest. It's just sitting there. And I'll be honest, I could probably pay this back pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. But as soon as I pay it back, I can never take on a Stafford loan again. So I'm just kind of taking classes to keep that, at bay.
Okay.
So I don't have to focus on it, and that it can still be a thing just hanging out there.
See, I'm just going to pretend it's a Matthew Stafford loan, and then you'll
Yes.
eventually get like a Jason Hansen loan, and then you'll be like,
That'd
oh,
be
the Detroit Lions.
Yes, eventually. I'm sorry, like Hanson's my favorite player.
I know he is. That's why I said that.
Megatron loan.
Megatron.
Second favorite player, but no, literally Jason Hansen is my favorite player on the Lions.
He's going to go one more year.
He is?
Yeah.
Is he related to Ego Raptor?
No.
I don't think he is.
So here's the thing with his job and my job now, and it's really bumming me out. Is he is off during the beginning of the week, and I'm off at the end of the week. And if this was the end of the week podcast, that would be really bad. But it's still really annoying to schedule,
Yeah.
and I don't know what to do. I sent a message in our Skype chat 2 days ago. I'm like, hey, text me a time, and then it's like nothing. I can't even check the chat. No one's like, eh.
Well, see, this is why you got to get a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job. It makes things
Yeah,
very
man.
easy.
It's
Very
just like school.
There you go.
And I know, yeah, I feel bad. Like, I know you got a regular job. Super's got his weekends, so that's good. And I'm like the odd man out with that.
I have Friday and Saturday off. I'm sorry, that's just fantastic, really.
I know.
And I have most of Thursday like evenings off. But I'm gonna be honest. As long as we don't schedule Thursday nights, I'm happy because that gives me opportunity to go to B-dubs.
Yeah, B-dubs.
Yeah,
We were just talking about this on the car ride home.
B-dubs is awesome.
Yeah, Nate's
We
like
were talking
totally
about B-dubs before the show, so
That's true.
So, yeah, I don't know what. I don't want to say we're screwed, but I certainly feel like that sometimes. And I don't know how we're going to address that problem coming
when do
forward.
you work? Like you've never actually given me the days that you work.
Because I don't know until that week.
Yeah, I know, but does it really change that much between
It
each?
does, as far as I know, it's Thursday through Sunday, which is like conflicting.
Jesus Christ, that is the worst.
Yeah, but it's a restaurant, so
Speaking of which, we went to Logan's the other day.
yeah. They got new fries and they're awful.
They're franchise.
Yeah, they had like regular sized fries and they just changed to like steak and shake tiny fries, and I'm pissed.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Every Saturday, the last 2 Saturdays I've gone to Texas Roadhouse.
Maybe they haven't made the change yet here.
I've gone to Texas Roadhouse and I'm like, get me a steak, and they're like, you got 2 sides. I'm like, get me steak fries and steak fries again. Steak fries kick ass. But yeah, that's been the work schedule, and it's I don't know what to do because I don't know when. Yeah, I got randomly off today. That's why we're doing this. I went in and there was too many hosts, so they're like, you can go, and I'm like, cool. And I got to hang out and get to do this with you guys, and I love you guys.
Fun, yeah.
But now, like, I don't know, and that makes scheduling guests a pain in the ass too.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's from what it sounds like, we still have Saturdays at 1. Sounds to be a pretty good idea.
I mean, as long as we're not doing like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. on nights,
Unless,
that's
of course,
good for
we've
me.
got Pacific guests.
Nathan,
Specific.
I was going to say something, and really, I probably shouldn't say it on this show. What are you playing? I probably still shouldn't say it then. But
I tuned out because Nathan, my best friend, sent me this text. He's like, "You're turning 24 or something, right?" In regards to my birthday next month.
The 13th, right?
Yes. See, you
Cool.
know.
I still remember that.
My friend in Michigan knows.
Yeah.
thank God, because I didn't remember.
What were you saying? We
I
still
probably
got what
should remember.
times?
It's like 2 days after.
Was that?
Say that again, Tony?
What were you guys saying about like we got what times still? Because I was.
Don't we
reading.
still have like Saturdays at 1 p.m.?
Yeah, we can do that. I don't like doing that. That's what I submitted to because it's kind of my fault. It's not really my fault, but
It's all your fault.
I'm working.
It's my fault, but it's not really my fault.
I mean, it's just how it is.
Dicks.
No, it's not. It's not my fault or anything. But you guys have that day free, so I should be the one to adjust. I feel like, so I'm just not gonna sleep good those Saturdays probably. And
Kind of.
I would prefer 1, yeah, because if it's 2, it's like I'm pushing on leaving, and I want to talk to the guest.
Well, let's get to more fun things. How's life otherwise?
Otherwise, that's it. Like that has been like my concern is making money, so I can get more in life. Because
Moving on up to the east side.
we're not up pretty much. I'm trying to figure out things with that, and hopefully we'll figure the show stuff out. See,
Show stuff, Tony. You have like cool things coming up.
You've been editing videos.
yeah, we haven't talked about that on here. I've started.
That's the show.
I'm
that's
gonna have
the
to
show.
do it on this one. Crap.
Yes, you
Just
are.
put like pictures of alcohol. It's okay.
This is Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey that I am drinking.
Go
So
to.
that's something you should probably put down.
Can you? There's still no way to check how many like iTunes subscribers we have, is there?
Not that I know of, but I'll ask Buzz.
Because that's weird that you can't do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, if you like don't go to our homepage or what have you, because I'm really curious about like the people who don't come out to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to put the episodes on YouTube. I'm starting to do that with the whole site. I'm meaning to is to make a playlist on the network YouTube
Yep.
of like every episode on all of our shows. But with Show Me Your News, I am personally going through the episodes, and the one previous to this one has gags and pictures relevant to what we're talking about, and the ones before that are just the logo. But the one before this, and I don't know how many like people watched it to the extent of like how many gags I put in there. There's
It's
like
pretty funny.
there's like one frame, not one frame, but like 2 second gag pictures I put in there. There's the when you were asking us about PS4,
Oh.
and you were like, "Do you guys care that we didn't see the box?" And we were both like, "Nope, nope." And then I put a picture of Applejack shrugging.
Yep.
Nope.
And then
Well,
there was,
before that, it was like the Metal Gear Solid
that was
snake
after that.
box.
Super
I was
like-
happy with the Wii picture. Just Wii.
yeah, there was one where
Baguette. Oh, baguette.
yeah, that one was easy. I just had to go to the article. But there, yeah, after that, yeah, it's just a box. It's just a box, and it's just Snake running under a box.
Jesus, super choking on whiskey.
I was.
But yeah, there's lots of like I don't know if you'd watch it all the way through, but
Actually,
that is
salty spice.
that is another venue to watch it, and I think that's cool. And my
What
phone-
is happening?
That
right
was not
now?
me. That was not me.
That was,
My mic was muted, and I was choking on a piece of ice.
I think it was Tony.
that was my phone on the desk on
Oh, okay.
the mic. We're gonna
Damn vibration.
Good vibrations.
So there's that. I'll try to if we're going for Saturdays like early, yeah, we can do that. But I'll start like I feel bummed out because this episode and the last we had a good string of guests and I was doing that
Yes, you were.
and now it's just like oh now everything's screwed. But if we're gonna consistently do that, that's cool. I just wish I wasn't gonna be sleepy for every other episode.
Well, second jobs do that, so
Yeah.
Which
working is important.
and I wanted to mention this, Yoko. Nothing is finalized, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Our plans, anniversary.
Oh yes.
Just screw it.
Ah, yes, finally. I like this part.
I've talked to Yoko about the Yomicon's really cool and it's
It's
fun.
very cool, and I very much enjoy meeting all of the Sminges. Shoutouts to EXO for being awesome.
Yeah, shout out to everybody. Everybody was really cool.
Well, I
seeing,
know, but I spent a lot more time with EXO and Sorty
and not with me.
last year's Yomicon, and it was pretty much the best time. Was just sitting there at the food hall and like talking to those two. Probably my favorite memory of Yomicon 2012.
I don't know if we've even mentioned this, but me, Super, and another buddy of mine are going super early this year. We're going like Tuesday.
We are arriving on Tuesday. I think you guys are actually arriving at like Tuesday morning 6 a.m. kind of stuff.
Wow.
Because you guys said you were leaving Monday night.
Yeah, we're thinking about it, but it'll be cool.
I'll
But-
be there Thursday for like the first time ever to actually stay there. So we'll hang out.
We're actually arriving on Tuesday, and we'll have both mine and I believe either Tony or Quentin's car. So probably come out and hang with you whenever you get out of like grad school or something or work
Yeah, it'll be something.
on a Wednesday or something if we
Cool.
can.
But it dawned on me, especially last year. So many people went last year, and there's so much going on with con schedules and everything. I'm
Shout
like,
out to Dark and Pio for being
I
awesome.
like, yeah, like
And
I remember the last day, like when we were leaving, I like hugged Super, and I'm like, we didn't do anything.
I know that was literally like almost the worst thing. Was that like on Sunday when we were leaving, we were hugging and we were like, dude, we didn't do anything. Like we played in those like in the game room. We did the mech game, and I spent all of the time just jumping. I found the jump button in this game, and I was just flying through the sky like Superman.
Not how to jump.
And it was the best feeling. Because, like, we're playing a giant mech shooter, and I found the jump button and no one else did. And I was just, the entire game, just hopping around like a bunny.
I think I hung out with Yoko like one day.
Yeah, maybe.
I remember a lot of walking back and forth to Kobo with you,
Yes.
and we're like holding just. I think we were quoting JonTron the whole time back.
apologies for not bringing my phone. I know that was a huge thing.
Yeah. Well, we
but, like,
we
I
have
hope-
possible plans for
Yeah. That's
anniversary.
what I'm getting to. I know I'm building up to it too much, but
This is the life episode. We do what we want.
I just talked to Yoko. I'm like, why don't you got like a house?
Yes, we do.
It's like, why don't we just like fucking bro out when we can? There's no reason we can't. Because Super's close. It would be
I
a
have a
trip
house.
for
And Sorry,
me.
you got a car.
Shorty did get a car. Hodam did he
Yes.
get a car.
That is a car and a half.
You called him
That is-
Shorty, which is really weird.
Shorty.
Shade.
Shorty!
I guess I'll talk about that, but no, seriously, anniversary.
Yeah, so I'm like, why don't we just hang out? There's no reason we can't. I gotta figure out how to get up there, but that's like the only issue in my vacation time, scheduling that. That shouldn't be hard either. So we've decided to, what is it, the weekend of July
Anniversary.
4th?
Yeah, that weekend. I think the 4th is the Thursday, so Friday the 5th, Saturday the 6th, and then Sunday the 7th. The 8th is technically the SMYN anniversary, but since that doesn't fall on a weekend, we'll just do, the nearest weekend, and that's the one before.
Yeah, so we're talking about me and Super and Yoko just all hanging out over there. 6 years? Yeah, is it 6 years?
Damn, it is 6 years.
Jesus Christ.
Holy
I've been on this ride a good amount too. But that's mostly for our benefit, just to hang out as friends.
Yes.
Because damn. Because we talk to each other every other week, but we remember, like, there is Yomicon, but 2 years of Yomicon were a lot different than last year with like 80 people there. I feel like
Yeah.
it's just too much. So we're just like, let's just take a weekend and just do a live stream. Yeah, and just bro out. And we'll do a live stream all one day where we just play games. And me and Super will actually get to grump.
Yes.
That is a thing we've been wanting to do.
For a
There's
very
some
long
B-dubs. It'll be some good times.
Yeah.
Oh, can we get there Thursday? Because then it's going to be cheaper.
Please,
We'll
please get here Thursday, and I'll take Friday off.
we'll figure that out, yeah, because I'm still worried about how we're going to do that. We'll figure that one out. As of now, that's the plan, and it's going to be awesome.
And it will be live streamed. Most of it.
Yes.
And I'm going to be honest. I really hope that we drink.
Yes.
I do too,
I do believe that there will be some drinking involved.
Aw, yee.
And, Yoko, just
Yes?
FYI, if you're coming up to a new Pokemon movie at the time, and you want a little bit of guests, so to
Okay.
speak, for a certain sort of riffing,
That's their baby. I
Or
don't
Veil.
want to intrude on that, but yeah,
I
sure.
think we will, to be honest. That
If you want.
that kind of sounds about like the right time for...
a little bit of
That.
riffing. Maybe not the episode, but the riffing. I think the riffing might go over.
I think the riffing would be a lot of fun.
I
Yeah.
winked at my computer screen. I don't know if you can see that.
No,
I got you, bro. I got you.
what was the other? I did definite things that are going to happen because me and Super have tried the last 3 Omicons is to play Adventure 2 Battle competitive mode for the 2-player
I'm
mode.
telling you, man, you're not going to have a good time. I'm going
Okay.
to choose Amy, and it's going to be the worst day of your life.
I don't care. It'll be funny at least. And the other thing, and we haven't talked about this. I challenged Yoko to a Pokemon battle.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Wait, are we doing Pokemon battles?
Yeah, okay.
I have a team.
Dun, dun,
Oh.
dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
cool.
Dun, dun, dun.
I
don't know
have
how.
a team.
Can let me ask you this. I don't know which team you would use, but I would suggest Battle Revolution because we can.
That's
We
in
can-
my bag right now. I forgot to give it back to
Oh,
my...
okay. Well, I was to say I don't have that right now, but if you have it, go for
I
it.
have it in my bag. It belongs to my friend. I meant to give it back to him like yesterday when I was with.
Does it have a mode where you can even it out at level 50 still? Because I don't
I
want to
think so.
fucking. Because I don't want to.
Probably.
I don't want to go to level 100.
But it is Gen 4, so something to keep in mind.
So does Soul Silver and
Yes,
That
that works. Yes, but
Okay,
black and
just
white.
like-
white.
what's your good team on, Yoko?
That's my good team. My good team's probably level 100. But
Well, that's not a big. I mean, what gen?
it's on Gen 4. I don't think
Okay.
I ever transferred it to 5. It's
I
still on
think-
Soul Silver.
I think we're all good on our teams then. My
That's
team
good.
is Gen 4. I mean, they're all evolutions. My team is a literal EV team.
Fun.
They're EV, IV trained EVs.
I've got a Vaporeon, but that's the only evolution.
My entire
I've kind of like thought ahead so much that I'm like thinking about Finnegan, but I'm like, oh, that won't be a thing.
Well, as far as Battle Revel,
That'll be October, and that'll be after July. So
That'll be Omicron though.
Oh, yeah, Omicron battles.
wow. Yeah, if we train
God,
enough for that. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. I didn't play it.
3DS this month. Shoot.
Did you see the Pikachu 3DS XL?
Yeah, it's pretty cool that Target has it for $160 at launch.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, so Target
Hey,
on the 24th, I think, is when it comes out in conjunction with the Mystery Dungeon release. They have the
Holy crap.
Pikachu 3DS, of course, when, as supplies last. But they have it for $160.
Nice.
$160 US. And then plus, that is in conjunction with the free deal with the game that you've been looking to capitalize on.
Yeah, wait, what's the date?
March 24th, Sunday.
Buying it March 24th. Pikachu?
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Dishwasher, yes.
Dishwasher? Yeah, yes.
Oh,
I will-
that's
You said that, thank you.
I'm gonna do that because I want an XL and it's Pikachu.
Yeah.
Wait.
It kind of looks silly, but it's Pikachu.
I actually didn't hear anything about this Pikachu thing, so tell me more.
It's just a yellow 3DS with Pikachu really big on it.
It's a Pikachu face on the face of the 3DS XL.
That's good enough for me.
That's about it. There's not much to it, bro.
It's the same price, normally $199.99, but Target has it for $160 according to their ads.
I love
And then-
Target.
And it bundles with Mystery Dungeon, the 3DS Mystery Dungeon, and that is one of the games that if you buy the 3DS and that game and register it on Club Nintendo, then you're eligible for the free game. So
This is fantastic. I'm going
This
to do
is-
that.
This is irrelevant to everything, but I love Target.
There's a Target in Travers.
a Tajay, yes.
I go to
Like
I
Target.
swish around my Tajay, my glass with a drink in it that no one can see on an audio podcast, but what the hell.
I tried to swivel my ice.
I'll
mix.
edit.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna give myself this task. If you're watching this on YouTube and I didn't, oops, but I'll like screen cap the video of the live stream and throw it in.
Yes. There's a Target in Traverse City, which is 45 minutes north of me,
Wow.
and that's where I go. There's also like a B-Dubs next to it,
I have to camp out
so
or something.
I know what
Here's
I'll be.
$40 you're saving on chicken.
Yes.
Super, I just realized, did you want to talk about the project you're working on?
I am working on a project, and if you would like to be a part of it, you will need a microphone. But I am working on a secret project. I am drinking, so you'll probably figure it out what it is. But if you have a microphone, get in contact with me. You have to be able to A, have a clear enough voice, and B, some of the parts you might need to sing. Now, there are certain roles that
I'm
have
out.
singing whatsoever. A certain character will not be doing any singing, but that character's already been given to someone.
Is this ponies?
You think
not
Ponies
funny.
would have songs?
I
You'd think.
literally yelled at Tony's picture when I said that. Okay.
Oh, you were gone.
Yes. No, it's not ponies. But if you have a microphone, there is an opening scene that takes place that is supposed to. Wait, I just kind of ruined it. Okay, so
Oh no, there's an opening
actually,
scene.
you know, I don't really call it a secret project anymore because there is enough there that it is actually a full-fledged project. I am making a radio play, as you can recall from what was it, 5 years ago? It was the first year anniversary. There was a radio play like promo thing. I've written my own, and I've written it for the Show Me News 6th anniversary. And if you would like to be a part of it, the opening scene, even if you have a bad microphone, it's supposed to take place on Skype.
Yay.
Yes. So even if you have a bad microphone, and I have written the outline down. I've written the outline down, and I am scripting it not as we speak. I am too drunk to be writing. If I'm drunk, I'm on my second glass. so it's not that drunk, but I haven't eaten anything. So
I'm hungry too.
be what you will. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you have a microphone and you would like to be part of the Show Me News radio play, please send me a PM on the Show Me News forums at showmenews.com/forum. You would have to have an account.
Do I have to? Because I'm like right here.
Tony, yeah, you're part of the radio play. You have to. You're not going to have any singing parts.
Do I have to audition for myself?
Yes. No.
Fuck.
Yes. Right now, I was thinking Cyberlink for you.
Dude, yeah, he'd be a better me. We've talked about this, but me and Super have had a talk that Game Buddy and Cyberlink are like us at like fuller potential.
Kind of, yeah.
In a weird way.
A little bit.
When it comes to voice acting, yeah.
There is a running joke between me and Game Buddy. I haven't perpetuated the joke for a while, but I said that Game Buddy is a alternate universe me that has leaked into our universe, and then he said he had to kill me. But so far, so good. So
I wish it was just you with a goatee.
Doesn't he have a goatee? I remember hair. I mean, not on his head. He obviously shaved that, but
Did shave it.
I remember a goatee. But I
don't think so. No.
I'm thinking about wearing a hat.
I think he might have grown something since then.
I'm about to try a hat. I bought buttons for the hat.
I do have a webcam, and I do plan on wearing my Sonic hat whenever I turn the webcam on for any official business.
That's
A
great.
little bit of Frogman business going on. He's a little
I don't know.
hat.
I've got the I Love Group Sex hoodie, so it's all
Group
good.
sex.
Sex.
You wore that a long time ago, even before I was regular. Even I'm like, why does that say group sex?
I got it in 2003, so don't be hating.
I'm not. That's group sex is good too. Another thing I've mentioned this briefly. I wanted to do a video like series. I don't know if you mentioned this. I probably mentioned on this.
I was hoping that you would get to this.
This has been like, and people who know about it probably are like, is he still doing it? It's become a battle of. It's not even work. It's like, because me and Atticus is the dude I want to do this with.
Atticus, for all who don't know, is a pretty legit individual.
Yeah, he's pretty.
And I will not exactly say what he showed me and the boys in the hotel room. And please don't get ahead of me. But
I don't know what I can only think.
Legit person.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that.
Yes, that. He is a very nice man.
I thought you were talking about something else that me and the guys joke about extensively, and I'm like, he did not show you that.
Probably not. Yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna let your minds wander on that one because
Oh,
hell, I'm
hopefully.
not saying that on this show.
No, don't. I wouldn't even say it on drunk on What Are You Playing?
Damn it, Nick. I'm gonna print screen that for the video.
Yes, please. Also, I didn't
You
realize
have,
that
to,
was psychedelics.
you have to watch this on YouTube to get that joke. So there.
Yes, incentive, everyone.
So your video.
Self a third glass? What the hell am I doing?
I don't want to divulge the name because it's too brilliant, even though it's exactly something else. But we basically want to review movies and games and probably other stuff. We've talked about going to the movie theater and trolling people. Like, we go to bad movie screenings and just like, so what'd you think? Like, to people.
Nice.
But yeah, it's become, I've wanted to do that for a while, and it's just kind of fallen because what's happened is I've got this computer for the editing. That's what I bought it mostly for. Also, I needed one, but
I have looked over the computer. The specs are fairly nice for a factory computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Atticus needs a camera because he's going to video editing, or not video editing.
Is he now?
He's like going to video school, whatever the fuck it's called. He's like learn to be a director, you know.
Ha-cha-cha.
Do a Kickstarter. No, we've been waiting for Atticus to get his taxes back, and that's been a problem because
Really?
he didn't direct deposit. I got mine in a week.
I have not done mine yet, but I blame my mother because I am still technically a dependent. So I need to have her do hers.
That's what she said.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Do
sure.
him.
We do him. But that is the thing we're waiting on, and I've told him like we're gonna figure this out this week. We're gonna figure out a camera. I still gotta write the script, but I want to get that going because that is bugging me. Because
Let's check Woot. I believe there's cameras on sale right now.
oh, okay. But the thing is, with like we got GVG, and that's a lot of turning gears, and this is like, show me your news. I mean, that's a thing that I want to get up there and get more people to do, but that's like, I don't know. We got a lot of moving things with that too. Where we're trying to get the website to look a lot better, and
Hmm.
that's like a very slow process of getting guests and getting people to look at it. And with this, I have power to do things if I learn to edit. Like that'll be my thing. And I'll
I like editing, by the way.
I do too, just for like the little videos of the podcast. It was a lot of fun. I wasted a lot of time. It was stupid.
It's even fun when you do it for a living.
Yeah, I know, but I bet it is, man.
Hmm.
Like that's kind of what I want to do because I don't have power over the other things, but I could have power over this, and it'll be fun. But yeah, and also Gerard, the completionist, was just on with Chow, and he had a little inspirational kind of this is what you need to do kind of thing at the end, and it got me all pumped. And I'm like, I texted Dad because right after I listened to it, I'm like, we gotta
Sorry.
stop.
You're best around.
Around. Nobody's ever gonna keep you down.
It's like we gotta stop. Like the more I feel like the more time goes by, the more we're like behind for some reason. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And this, we want to get this up there too. So yeah, we're trying to. Did you talk to Will yet, Super?
I did. I spent yesterday doing so.
We this is stuff we usually when we hang up the call after the live stream, we're talking
This is
about
what we talk about.
Yeah,
But no, I spent yesterday talking to him for a fairly good amount of time. He is working on it. Yeah, I don't know presently, but he's working on it. This isn't something he can do a mock-up on, and we're going to have to talk to him as a group a little soon. Is
good.
what we're gonna have to do. But
Good.
this is something that's going to happen. But I really want to talk to Buzz and Tuba Guy
Yes. Definitely do
fairly
talk to
soon,
them.
because especially Tuba Guy, because I want to talk to him about something that's very strange that's happened recently with the Show Me Your News forum, not forums, but the main page.
Hmm.
It's very weird. The main page is like the content we have is fine. It needs a facelift, pretty much.
Yep, and Will's strength is CSS, so this is fairly good for him.
Yeah. The page is kind of Yoko's like, "Is it good?" And he threw it up, and we're like, and it's not a fault to you. It's just like, yeah, that's fine. But looking at it for a while, I'm like, it's probably
Yeah.
need a little bit of a change.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm
No,
doing
we are looking at it, and one of the main. Never mind. We'll wait for that until after the show.
Yeah, maybe some
I'm
of that.
not that drunk,
I was
obviously.
pulling the curtain back a little bit for people because I thought that'd be cool for this.
Look at
Yo,
the curtain. Isn't
what
it
have you
nice?
been doing,
That
man?
really.
What have I been doing? I'm going to Moab, Utah in a couple weeks. That's kind of cool.
Utah. That's where Kelly or Buzz lives.
So yeah, we tried to get like a meetup organized, but unfortunately, I'm arriving there on like Sunday afternoon and then leaving Wednesday morning. And if it stayed longer, I would have been like, "Hey, can I stay? For the weekend?" And again, it would have been Easter weekend, but it would have been really nice. We were looking forward to doing that, and yeah, it just didn't work out, unfortunately. But
Really?
I will be going to Utah. It's unfortunately like a 4-hour drive from where Buzz is, although I do make a stop in Salt Lake City Airport, and that's where like the pickup would have been if we would have hung out. But no, that unfortunately wouldn't work. The other alternative for the event that goes on then is the New York Auto Show in New York City, but I'm not going to that. Instead, I'm pulling together a couple B-roll packages for vehicles that will be revealed there, and that's B-roll packages for media purposes. What I do at my job, we don't work on the commercials that you see all the time. It's more the media relations for journalists and the like. So I pull together the official B-roll packages that journalists will use or video editors will use in their videos for the cars that will be revealed. So like kind of cool stuff, I guess.
I'm related to the guy who does the Ford commercials that you see.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on, which agency is used for those commercials. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like the ones with all the guys are like, this is the. I'm sorry, I'm drunk. I have literally reached the drunk point, so I don't know how to connect.
Yay! Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Yes, good.
So that's been work. We've also been setting up our TV studio because we have a TV studio, and today was green screen learning day. Instead, I went for a few hours and did a presentation on a paper about My Little Pony that I wrote for this grad student colloquium at my university.
I'm legit sad that you couldn't record it.
No, I couldn't.
No one had set up a camera. I really thought that for this kind of setup, someone would have a camera for the record, but what you told me makes me a little sad on the inside.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Because this was a pretty good presentation, technical difficulties aside. It was entertaining. The paper was good and all that. It was a paper I did in the summer. Anyway, there's that. And then we're also doing, this is something I wanted to talk about on this episode because it's in the final stages, working on oh my goodness, typing noise.
Sorry.
Tony!
Psycho wanted to know if I could play a game. I'm like, what?
We are working on a Show Me Your Reviews website. Basically, we have a collection of writers for the Show Me Your News network. It's myself, Super's a part of it, the Debaga, Gym Leader Ben, DQP, Missing No, and Darker Eye are right now the current members. We are working on a website behind the scenes that is basically a bunch of written reviews. We always say that we need
written content for the site, something that I love.
Yeah, we always say we need more written content, so we've been working on that. We're hoping to get that up soon, then have an application process where you send some writing sample and become involved because we're all about the community getting involved, and we want to have it kind of be a place that we build our writing skills, and especially a place that we kind of a place that we write reviews that kind of stray away from the harmful traits of game journalism. We don't really want to do it's an 8 out of 10 because what the hell does that mean? That's stupid. But basically, we want to do reviews. We're kind of trying to get down a formula that we want to attempt to emulate, and it would be something like, I think when I was writing about it in Florge and when I was pitching it to these guys and all that, I think one of my goals is that I want to get to a point where we become respectable enough that we can get at least some games sent to us beforehand so we can have a review up when the game launches. That would be a nice goal to have. I mean, it's...
The only game I have that for is Clive Barker's Jericho. I have a promotional copy of that.
I mean, it's a lofty goal to have, don't get me wrong, but I think it's a good goal one we're looking forward to.
I want to live off Show Me Your News, so that's not really that lofty.
Okay, well...
I don't want to live.
That's super a lot. That's up here, and what we're going for is right here. So I mean, that's something we're working on.
It's
that doesn't translate to audio either when you're just here and here, and I'm like, yeah,
here and then here.
For the mixing of the drink, and here where the drink actually is.
There you go.
I don't drink soda. I drink soda mixed with alcohol.
So that is something we're working on.
Yoko actually has the most steady lifestyle among us, so he isn't as crazy, but the three of us combined trying to get together has been nuts.
Just a bit, yes. But that is something we're working on, and we're hoping to get more writers involved and have that be a supplement to the site, be something that we also cross-post to the front page, and that is, that's something we're involved with, so I wanted to discuss that on this episode. Plus... Probably WTF Pokemon also just released 2
hours ago,
the third movie, Spell of the Unknown. So that is officially out there.
And it is a fantastic episode, and everyone who has not watched WTFB should go watch WTFB.
Oh, thank you. It's very kind of you to say. I mean, I showed Super here beforehand because we were chatting before the show. I'm like, here, you get to see it before we
I was just sober at the time.
Talk about it. What did you think of it, aside from being very
funny, I very much liked some of the jokes that you used. There were a couple of things that I'm just kind of like I didn't agree with as a writer, but at the same time, these were everything about it was very strong, and I want to hug Phil.
Yes, yes.
Phil is an
Oh, he's
amazing
awesome.
person. Definitely enjoyed his crossfades, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The spelling of a certain word
Yes.
with the tiles of
Yes.
the unknown was quite inspired. I very much enjoyed that. And superhero mother was very good as well.
I do
Phil
have the pictures
I-
saved. He's trying to make a photo collage of all the different things he drew. He just doesn't have it ready tonight, so hopefully, tomorrow he'll have that ready to
Sorty
go.
Dog, the picture of Sorty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The DS that he's holding for this episode kind of looks like a laptop.
A little bit.
A little bit looks like a laptop,
Yeah.
but it's fine. I figured out what it was about by number 6. I'm just like, what is he holding? And then I saw the camera, and I'm like,
There.
very nice.
Oh.
I have to say that the Yoko persona has quite separated from its origins.
Mm-hmm.
Only by knowing that he was originally based on KK Slider really makes you understand that he is based on KK Slider.
Right.
He's a white dog.
He used to
And-
have like the Captain Falcon helmet, but I'm totally okay with like the archaeologist hat just for this movie. It's nice how he kind of takes the themes
Speaking of
too.
the promo image of this episode with Yoko and
Oh
Sorty
my god, so epic.
on the Entei at the promo image, I'm just like, Yoko looks like he's just about ready to smack Entei in the face. Literally looks like he's about to smack something.
Yeah.
And it's really quite enjoyable. You need to watch this. It's very smart, very thought out. It is done by 2 men who are old fans of the Pokemon anime, and the nostalgia goggles are quite thick.
Very
Coggles.
kind of you to say.
Yes.
Coggles.
You know what you also need to do? You need to show it to all your lady fans.
Dude,
So
like
Super
did I
can
tell
run
you
into them at
Tuesday-
bars.
Tuesday, I showed off some WTFP to the ladies, and they liked it.
That blows my mind. I'm sorry. Like that's crazy talk.
She's all like
Super?
sitting there playing on her phone, like, and then I look over and like I hear for like 4 seconds just a little theme. And I'm like, that's Pokemon.
Dude,
And I
shut
thought-
up. No way.
And she's talking about the anime to me. And I'm like, I got something to show you.
Jeez.
So I showed her WTFP, and she's like, at the beginning, she's just like, this is too campy for me. I don't know. But by the end, she was into it. She quite liked it.
Super, go to hell. With that,
The more I
Okay.
drink, the more I am.
Pretty much, yes. That's too ridiculous. And it's like only the ladies that you associate with, and then like nobody else cares.
I believe I should talk to you guys about the first lady that I talked to you about.
What happened with that? Because that was an
That was
Easter egg. A
guy
couple.
Matrix style, okay? She was way too much of a clingy persona.
Mm.
Like, I
Persona.
friended her on Facebook, and then like a day later, she got in a relationship with some guy else. And I'm like, okay,
what?
yeah, totally. Like,
No, just
like,
your
day
sentence.
later,
What?
day later, she's
Fuck.
flirting heavily with me, and then she gets in a relationship with someone else. I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. And she friended me on Facebook. Thanks. So now I see this, and then she starts going crazy, like clingy on him.
Hmm.
Just crazy clingy on him. I'm probably a little bit too drunk to be saying this because there's a very off chance that she might be listening to this, to which I apologize, but I'm sorry. This is crazy clingy. And
But it's
you
okay because you liked our WTFP show.
yes, it's a very okay. This is my thing, not Yoko's thing. This is my thing. But I
What?
believe that she's a little bit too clingy. You people should see the Facebook posts that are being said.
Facebook. It's
Facebook.
Jewish Facebook.
Facebook is very good. Is-
Eigavolt.
Push your Facebook. Yes. No. I dodged a bullet Matrix style. Let's just say that.
Mm.
Uh,
Yes.
I spoke to this about with another Smyn named Kat. Yomicon last year.
Yeah, she's
Very
cool.
Yes, we both agreed that yes, this girl is. I lucked out.
You guys want to end on that one?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's been going on with
I think
me.
there's something I wanted to mention. I mentioned about my quote unquote secret project. So I just wanted to mention that PM me if you are interested in that. I just want to remind everyone.
Sure, do that.
I want to remind everyone. Just I'm working on a project. I'm scripting it out. Main thing about it is I kind of have to work with everyone who is going to be part of it because I'm ready. You say if you have any reservations with what I'm making you say, let me know because I need to make the plot wrong, but I don't want to make anything wrong.
You're getting super rambly.
Yes.
It's in the name.
Also, watch WTFP. The new third movie, Spell of the Unknown, is out. We're going to be watching Mewtwo Returns next. Mewtwo Returns.
I've never seen that.
I have not either, and that's apparently Phil's favorite. So he's been like really pressing me to see it.
I've watched it.
Mewtwo Returns, for those that don't know, was a special that came out, and that features obviously Mewtwo's return. And it was over an hour or so. It's got Giovanni in it. It's interesting, apparently. So
that's what I hear. I'm curious.
It's definitely, but it doesn't. It definitely. I feel like it was weakened by the fact that Ash doesn't hang.
It took you a while to start up that sentence.
It does. I didn't want to interrupt anybody.
No, you were like it definitely like 3 times, and never mind.
We'll give it the WTF watch, and then we'll show more of Super's friends that will apparently love it, and that's going to be really weird.
Yes.
so
WTFB to the ladies. Ladies love WTFP.
To kind of close a little bit, even if you want to say more, that's cool. But I just want to say that we're working on stuff, and we're sorry we're so disorganized this week. And just in general, a little bit lately.
This week's been
kind of
weird.
Enjoyed the eventual progression of how drunk I'm getting.
Me too, actually.
We told you this was going to be about life, and even though I don't ever drink, to be honest, this has been fun.
I agree. Thank you for coming up with this like 4 hours ago. We're like, we're going to do a podcast tonight. I'm like,
no work required. And you're like, good.
By the way, like, motor functions are gone, by the way. I mean, like, I poked the table earlier and it hurt my finger.
Well, I guess we need to roll
FYI.
off. We need to roll off this podcast. On that note, on that bombshell, it's time to end. With that, I am Yoko.
I'm Super.
I'm Tony. Did you say
and
like
we're out. Okay.
Show me the news.
God, yeah. I was talking to someone. I know a guy who's okay. He's borderline alcoholic, but God, his tolerance is nothing.
Really?
I was talking to him, and he said, "It's like, yeah, I had 2 low balls." I'm like, "Really? 2 low balls?" I look it up online. That's a low ball, dude.
It's not a lot.
Yeah, and I look over, and I'm like, "Well, what's the capacity?" And he's like, "What about 4th whiskey?" I'm like, "4th?" I drank 3.5. Or I drank 3 low balls once, and it was 3/4 with each of them. And Tony was there for the entire discussion.
Like, I'll have like 2 12-ounce drinks that are like 5% alcohol by volume, and I'll start to feel it.
Yeah.
Like, it'll loosen me up a little bit, but I've never been like, oh, dude, bro, blackout drunk. Like, never.
Yeah. See, I've got this. I suppose it's kind of like a warning to myself. I have a 6-pack of 12-ounce, 5.7%.
Mm-hmm.
I drained that and didn't get a thing.
Hmm.
So that tells me that won't ever do it for me.
No.
I have a tolerance like nothing else. And nothing really told me that until the night where I had 3 of those glasses with 35% whiskeys. And I was talking to Tony, and I'm like, Tony, can you even tell? And he's just like, nah, man. And I'm like,
Nah,
the
you're
thing
good.
is, like, I knew I was because I couldn't walk a straight line for the life of me.
Hmm.
But my mind was just kind of like, dude, you're fine. I'm like,
See, that's the
I'm not
thing. Like,
fine. I am the opposite of fine.
and then you
At
like
least
compare it to the
motor
people who are
skills.
like, I'm gonna drunk text. I'm gonna drunk call. And when I text, like, all of my words will be misspelled. Like, really?
I was missing a couple keystrokes. I was like, oh man,
But
look at
but then
that. I
you, but
missed
then you
that
go
word.
back and correct yourself, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Absolutely. Like, you still have that mindset about you that, like, no, I gotta come across totally clear.
Hmm.